Hey, we're back. We are back. What is that?
What?
Whatever you said was sour.
I drank.
Yo. Drinking that drink.
Hey, what's that song, man? I'm about to look up that song. Drinking that drink.
That was a Bart, no, what's his name? Homer Simpson. And it was talking about drinking that drink and smoking that smoke. Drinking that
I'm
drink.
gonna have to look that up.
So we are back. I'm actually going to wait a little bit. Like I feel like we having some issues with connecting, but I'm actually gonna wait a little bit to give a chance for some people because this is actually one of those conversations that tonight will be, what do they say, participatory. I think that's what you call it, participatory conversation. But if not, me and you will proceed and have this conversation. And what I'll do is talk about some of the things I've heard. Um, because I actually have asked this question before. This was like literally years ago. Maybe me and you was married. I think me and you was married. But I asked the question and I wanted to know. I think, like I have been talking about, I really feel like there's some, like look real quick. You see how it's skipping almost?
Is it? What? No.
It was. You'll see it. You'll see it.
And
you
would I
you
be
just seen that.
sure?
You see that?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
okay.
freezing up.
I wonder, but it don't tell me our connection is bad, so I don't know. But in any case, was talking about doing this marriage thing, and one of the questions that I wanted to talk about was,
Excuse me.
what's some of the things that when you thought you got when you got married, what's something that you thought you would not have to deal with once you got married? And so quite a few people actually answered, but then just because we have conversations, I wanted to know, like, you know what do you people think, like what's some of the things that, can y'all tell me if our connection is bad, like are we freezing? I feel like we're freezing or something. See, look, watch. I think it is. See, I just felt like my face froze. It's okay. It's all right.
Preston said a cake drought.
Hey, wait. Ow.
Brother, that is on the list for a lot of us.
I hope you know I share comments. Like when people comment, like I actually put it up there, so people can read.
I
What
mean, that,
people are saying.
that might be number one though, for real, for real.
So okay, let's start with what he said. Do you think most people think that? Like, this is our one way trip to every day we getting cake.
I mean, possibly if not every day, every other day.
Like that's not reality though.
But it. I mean, you said expectations or things that you feel like you didn't expect going into a marriage. So I mean, think about it. Especially like if you're trying to do it the right way, and you're not trying to have premarital sex. So you figure or cake. I'm sorry, premarital cake. So you figure when I get married, okay, it's cake all the time.
Yeah, we was raised that way.
Raised what?
No
Yeah.
sex until marriage.
See, so you feel like when we do get married,
Okay, first of all,
cake.
most most people don't even remain holy.
Yeah, but what that got to do with the people that do that feel like cake all the time?
Yes, but okay, so the reason I even said that is, even if I remained, I mean, okay, legal. That's funny. Um, I guess I just think, like, how is the expectation that even if you're not living holy, most people don't get cake every single day.
That is true. But most people also don't live with somebody 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Were you under that misconception too?
I mean, I didn't think every day. I mean, y'all do have periods, but I mean, outside of that, figured, hey, probably be getting it in a lot.
I wonder if women thought that.
Probably not.
What, this is only a men that think that they gonna get cake every day.
I mean, you might not even think necessarily every day, but probably most guys are probably that are married are probably like, man, I thought I'd probably be getting a little more than I do.
All right, you thought that.
Yeah.
What's something else you thought?
About what?
Something that you thought you wouldn't have to deal with, or some thought that you had that would marriage would fix or change or something like that.
Cake. No, I'm just playing.
We already talked
I
about
know.
cake.
But no, like, I don't know. One of the things I didn't think marriage would be hard.
So, did you think marriage would be easy because it was me and you, or you just in general thought
No, I
marriage
just thought
was
marriage
easy?
is easy.
Why did you think that?
Because I mean, you married.
How hard could it be?
Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah, how hard? I mean, and not in the sense of like, because even when you're single, like life isn't just peaches and cream all the time. But like I'm thinking like marriage being hard, like marriage is like work. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're single, yeah, that life can be hard, but it's not work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when you're married, like it's work. Like real work.
Like a 9 to 5 rule.
Yeah, like I'm working 2 jobs, work. Yeah, it's work. And that wasn't the expectation.
I'm actually very shocked that you thought marriage was gonna be easy.
Why?
I thought marriage to you was gonna be easy. But I didn't think marriage in general was easy. Like I thought because it was me and you, it was gonna be easy. Which it was not. I'm just saying. It wasn't. I really think it was harder being married to you than so I had that toxic marriage, that's a whole nother story. But I thought being married to you, it was gonna be easier. Yes, I agree. But I didn't think it wasn't necessarily social media for me. The reason why I thought marriage to Jew was gonna be easy. I actually thought marriage to Jew was gonna be easier because I had known him so long and we had a pattern of existing with each other that I thought was just going to transition into our marriage, and it didn't. Not at all. It didn't do that. So yeah, interesting. He won't eat. Yeah, so that's interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, what's another one?
You ain't get one.
I know we was going with you first.
Oh, we can go back and forth. Ask me for 2 or 3. You ain't gave none.
Well, because technically you was the one supposed to come up with the conversation today.
Right, but you did, so carry on.
So one that I thought I would not have to deal with. So part of Pain Reality is me and you try to be transparent in our conversations about things that we thought about. Let's see what I said. Whew. Listen,
I was number 2 on my list of my.
That's number 1 on my list.
What they say at church? You in the house? You in my front yard?
You really be paying attention at church.
I mean, I'm only grown.
So I thought parenting would be easier. I'm going to piggyback because I thought, when I tell you, I thought me and you had it locked in because of our years of friendship. So I thought because our kids always, see, it is. I really feel like it keeps freezing on my face.
It do look like it's freezing. But carry on. Let me stop saying carry on like Kendrick Perkins.
So parenting I thought was going to be easier. Like Jew's boys and then my twins from different relationships always played together. Their birthday parties was always together. It was like everything was together. So I just assumed that when we got married, it was just like I mean, for reference, cake. I just thought it was gonna be. I'm just saying. I thought it was gonna be like so easy. Like me and you did everything together, so I just assumed we was gonna do everything together when we got married. And so, yes, parenting for me was my number one. I thought, parenting was. I thought blending families was going to make. It was just going. I don't know. I just that that was a misconception for me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes
I
sense.
agree. I mean, especially like when I think about like my whole life, I've always said like I'm not raising no disrespectful or dumb kids.
You guys put it like that.
Yeah, like that. That's literally like was my thought process. Like I was like I'm not raising disrespectful or dumb kids.
What does dumb mean?
Just
Maybe because maybe they have a
not
disability.
dumb like, but like not dumb like I don't mean dumb like that. I mean like kids that
Mm,
aren't going to give effort in school. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
stuff like that. I don't mean like I don't know, dumb. I'm just saying like I felt like okay, my kids was going to give effort in school. Yeah, like just yeah, he gets it. He understands what I'm saying. But what he said about living together 24/7, like yeah, that's another thing where I just felt like okay, and part of it was because it was you, like okay, it'd be cool. But then you get in it, and there's days where you're just like,
Can she go home now?
yeah, like
Hey, wait, why you had to be so animated? Like, yeah, like
because sometimes you're sitting there, and you just like sometimes you're sitting there, and you like, man, she can't go home, and I can't either because we at home. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say it in a negative way because it's not a negative, but it's like sometimes eat like when you're get used to that, I can go home. You feel trapped. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, dang, and you ain't about to.
get out my room.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, and that's the thing they know. Like if you single or you just dating somebody, when you ready to be done, you ready to be done, and you could be like, all right, I'll holler at you later.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? 24/7. It ain't no. Yeah, you can say I'll holler at you later, but you right upstairs.
That's true.
And then sometimes like, okay, that person walk upstairs, and as they walking upstairs, you in there like,
He said, "Please believe you ordinary being feel you."
see, see.
What's not with just
No,
a
but I'm
man? Because
with what?
not with just a man. Is he checking it?
Yeah.
Oh, he whispered though.
But it's no, it's I'm sure it's not just with the men. But at the end of the day, it's like because most times when we talk about relationships and we talk about like quote unquote nagging, like there was a meme I looked at the other day, and the dude just looking like, oh my god, he like when you come home from a long day of work and your wife asks you all the species of worms,
I
and the
think I
dude
see
and the
that.
dude just like, oh my god, like can I sit down and relax? Like sometimes, and I know women probably do too. Sometimes that's the mood you be in where you just like, just give me an hour to just I don't want to talk, I don't want to see you, just give me an hour, like to unwind, to relax. And then sometimes, wives and women are like, hey, and you just like,
So,
oh,
Preston said the lack of an opportunity to miss someone is real.
at times it can be, yes.
Yeah, I actually agree with that too. Because although me and you spent so much time together, we did have our
You can
own
always go
places.
home.
Yeah, we could
Yeah,
always go home.
yeah, always go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do, like, so to piggyback off of that, I just
Did
say,
you check that again?
like, can you tell when I'm done being around everybody? Are you able to tell when I've
What you
had
mean, like
enough?
when we out somewhere or
No,
something,
no. Well, yeah, when we
or
out,
just
but
even
more,
here?
yeah, even
Yeah,
here, yeah. Because I'm
yeah,
just like I actually kind of shut down.
yeah,
Like it's just like it's too
yeah.
much.
But that's why
Can
if
I?
you notice when you do, I don't be like, hey, hey,
Yeah, that's true.
hey.
Yeah, but no, that's actually. I mean, I get it. I mean, so like I never like it's I find it strange that like you always will
Okay.
like it's I guess a respect thing, but he always would text me and say, "Hey, do you mind if I go play basketball today?" And I'd be like, "I don't care. Like, why are you asking?" I've asked before, like, "Why are you asking me that?" Like, I mean, I think in my head, I have it in my head already that you play basketball, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm fine with you going to play basketball. I mean, I remember the time where what your days was Tuesdays, my days was Thursdays.
Hmm.
Yep. So we even did that where on those days, on those days, we each you didn't have to do. Yeah, I mean, I get that he acts it out of respect, but sometimes I just be like,
That's good. Hey, y'all see now when I go hoop and come in the house, like I'm a grown man. See,
I mean, I'm not
I
saying I don't
know.
want to know you're going to
I
play
know.
basketball, but I mean, is you gonna not go if I say no? Don't go play back. I mean, or
Maybe
really?
I have before. I think
I ain't never said no.
that's true too.
What? Yeah, I've never said no. I feel
No, but
like
I do that out of respect, but also because okay, maybe you had something planned or something, or
you're
maybe
crazy.
you see. I need a record of you saying yes, but no to make sure, like you know what I'm saying, like, or maybe you like, well, I wanted to hang out tonight or something.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I just be making sure.
Yeah, that's true. But oh, it's your turn now.
Said if you say no, y'all breaking up.
I mean, I really feel like we got married and I knew you liked basketball.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, I never expected you not to go play basketball. Like, I just assumed you would go play basketball because that's what I mean, I've known you since I was 18 and all you've ever done is play basketball. So, for me, there was never the thought process that I'm going to take this away from him or I'm going to act a fool if he go do it because,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
flag football
always,
and we gonna get it going. My bad. Go ahead.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's just always been a part of our relationship. That
For sure.
so. All right, you next. What's another one?
What did I say already?
This. What was we talking about this time?
The space, basically.
Yeah.
Then I already kind of touched on kids, raising the kids. Like that'd be easy.
He said he had hooping in his vows with his wife because it's that real.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You got to make sure.
I don't remember that.
Got to make sure.
He said you ditched me before or that you ditched them before for me.
I have.
Oh, see, thank
Yeah,
you because I didn't.
Don't keep it real. I have. There's been several times. There's been several times where they like we hooping and I ain't go hoop.
Because you was giving me my quality time.
Good.
Why
I literally told them that too, like as date night or whatever it was. And they like, get your priorities together. Like I'm trying.
Hey, y'all terrible, man.
Nah.
So mine said finances and how they handle.
Honestly, I never really had an expectation with finances. I just like my expectation with finances was like, don't do nothing that's gonna send us to the poorhouse. Like don't like we can't be on Dr. Phil, what you talking about, like, oh, I just have to buy aluminum pans no matter what. And we sit here like, but the lights are out. You like, I love aluminum pans. No, that's the weird stuff to be on Dr. Phil. I'm just saying, like that was my thing with finances. I'm sure it's tough for some people.
Hey, your friends got problems.
Hey, throw it up. Hey, just throw it anywhere. I'll get it.
Thank you for joining. Hey, that's crazy. So finances. I thought we were going to be rich. I felt like
it ain't too late.
I felt like I made this amount of money separate and he made this amount of money. We move into one house, one set of bills. I mean, I envision so much, stuff. And not to say that I'm a materialistic person because I'm not. But I just felt like we were going to have like a lot of money. like a lot. And Jew does not handle money the way that I handle money, nor do I handle it the way, he would. But it took us a couple years, I think, to kind of get on a good foot on how we
Yeah.
handle, our finances. Because I could say sometimes I feel like, we can be a tad bit wasteful. We can be a tad bit wasteful in our finances, because sometimes I'll be thinking like, man, we made this much money this month, and what? Like, so,
It's probably
yeah.
done. But no, I agree. I think, and honestly, I don't like to call it wasteful, because everything that we pretty much spend money on is stuff that like we want or need. You know what I mean? Like, so for instance, we'll buy food, like we'll eat out
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got to put a cap on it and be like, okay, Fridays is our day.
Yeah.
Like, we might slide into Saturday depending on the situation, but it would be what 3 times a week.
Yeah,
sometimes
ridiculous.
where we just like, hey, I'm stopping at whatever, and it's like, man, that ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Or like just random trips to Family Dollar, and you.
He buys snacks. That's what he
Don't see, there you go with the snacks.
Dude.
This is what I didn't expect. Being thrown under the bus on multiple occasions about snacks.
But you brought it up about going to Family Dollar. So he eats snacks.
You couldn't be like he get toiletries or something?
Well, no, because who makes random trips to Family Dollar just for toiletries?
I mean, I have before, but it's cool, people. I get snacks. I like snacks.
You get a lot of snacks.
Especially cake.
What? Nothing. Y'all go upstairs. That's what you get.
She done sent the kids upstairs.
That's because you up here.
He got to check the food. He got to stay cook the food.
It smells like it's done.
He said it ain't done.
Oh. So, okay, let me go back. Because
honestly, you know what? Looking at what he's saying, I envision we'd be further along. And I honestly, like, part of that, for me, my expectation, or I never envisioned, like, our conversations sometimes becoming what they have or what they had. You know what I mean? Like, the times where I would be like, you counseling me? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I never envisioned that. I never thought about marriage in a sense. And I know people.
It's called Pain Reality. That's why.
What do you say?
It was Parenting on the Live.
Oh.
And it's part of our show.
And like that, like for me, I never expected the nagging or the counsel. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, I was never married. So like my expectation, yeah, you're going to support me, but the response in certain situations, I never expect. You know what I mean? Like when it came to like spiritual stuff, just that, and it's nagging, but it's not nagging, because it's like, look, you the head of the household, you need to be to a certain, you know what I mean, in a certain position. And it's like not expecting that, not understanding that, like, okay, when it starts to come down, you like, oh my gosh, like, can you just...
He put me out there. That's what this is.
No,
I do. Transparent.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's some of them. She's coming up the stairs. Oh, she comes.
It was that bad?
Huh? Sometimes.
Dog.
I mean, if you feel, but that's the thing. If you feel like you're being nagged, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if that's not really what's going on, if that's where my head space is at, then yeah, like my mental's gonna be like, oh. And that I never expected that. Like I said, I thought marriage was gonna be a breeze.
I'm really surprised you thought that.
Why?
Because I don't know.
I did.
This is real therapy now.
Is it? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Marriage definitely takes effort.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely thought it was gonna be a breeze, Sean. I really did.
I'm shocked about that.
I did.
You know, I'm a wait.
Hey, we ain't putting that comment up, man.
Yeah. I again, I'm gonna just say I thought it would be a breeze with you. I think I thought history. I thought history really was going to be me and Jews saving grace, and it wasn't. Just for laughs, because you're a fool. I can't die. um. One now, okay, y'all. I tell y'all all the time. I share, parts of my story, how I grew up, things that I've done. Like I share that. I share that a lot. Um, your friends saying they had to work on themselves.
I'm still working.
That ain't what I meant.
Oh,
Um,
but I am.
but okay, so one that so I always get the eyeballs when I talk about I was addicted to porn. People always be like, "What?" Like, for some reason, people think like women don't have some of the same struggles that typically you'll think a man has. So one for me is I really thought I would not have to deal with lust. Like I literally didn't think that was going to be a part of something I had to deal with when I got married. Like, and so and my thing is, and I always wondered, like, did I was it like that because I even at the time we first got married, I was still addicted to porn, or like I don't know. Like so yeah, for me, that's one. I expected yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. So yeah, that was probably as high up there as I thought parenting was gonna be a breeze. That was a real that one was a struggle to have that expectation that man, shouldn't this be over because we getting cake every night?
Yeah, but if we ain't getting cake every night,
But I mean, I guess that's a whole nother topic, but still. But no, I
just
mean, that doesn't
the
make sense. Like me not, if I'm not having sex every
so
night,
okay, so having access to it,
yes.
you thought would take away.
But I'm not talking about I was lusting after you. I'm talking
No, I
about
know. I'm saying like you're saying you thought that the lust will go away because we're married.
yes, and I
Not
had access.
right.
Yes,
That's what I
okay,
mean. So
yeah,
having access to,
yes,
I guess I wouldn't say you have access to cake.
yep, I did.
No, because you
No, I did.
women have cakes.
No,
Guys don't have cakes.
what do guys have?
Not
Cake?
cakes.
Yes, they. We gonna go
Not,
with.
we not
We
going with
go.
cake.
Yes, we are.
I don't have no cakes, fellas. I don't have no cakes.
Yes, you do. I'm saying cakes because y'all the one started the cake conversation to begin with.
Wow.
Yes, that's actually very true.
Obligated
The
cake
fact
isn't
that
as
we calling it
satisfying.
cake is amazing. It's quite funny.
See, you said you got to schedule the bake time. You know
No,
what? You know what? On the topic of cake, for real, you really do because that, like, with that
who's really calling it
expectation,
cake?
yeah, with that expectation, if you think about it, like for me, I was always like, man, people be talking about the kids and you put the kids in the bed and and then you just go to cake. You just get cake. Kids ain't a problem.
Cake, cake, cake,
Yeah.
cake, cake.
Then you have kids, and then you like,
Nothing, Kendall. Just eat your sucker.
and then you like, oh, kids come in your room at night. Yeah, because they want to be tucked in, or they want to talk to you, or they need something to drink, and you like, yeah, or they just be woke.
Looking at you.
Yeah,
Hey, you remember Kendall would do that?
yeah, just standing there, just looking. Why are you in here?
Hey, that's funny.
Yeah,
All
so
right, what's
yeah, that
another one?
expectation. My other one is and this is gonna be a topic for another show, but I never thought I would have to deal with like infidelity. Like that never crossed my mind. Like for me, I was always like, honestly, I was like, it's easy not to. You just don't put yourself in them situations. You just, stay away from anybody you might be attracted to and da da da. Then you get in the situation and you like, oh well, they that easy anymore. But that's one of mine. Um, but again, that's a whole topic for a whole nother show. But yeah, I ain't think that like, and then in line with that, like the thoughts of divorce. Like I always said, I'm getting married one time. So
I said that too.
So if you had left me, I was gonna be single forever, forever, ever, evermore.
And no one's going to get why you just sang that song. Something's truly wrong with you for doing it. Like something's wrong with you for even doing that.
But no, that was my mindset. I was gonna be married one time.
Like, so for me, I didn't think like some of the stuff that has hit our marriage, I literally never thought it would. Like I think I just had a weird expectation of what marriage to you was gonna be like. Like I really thought, like when I tell y'all some of the stuff that's hit us was shocking to me. Like I just literally, like I really feel naive sometimes by thinking, man, you had it all the way together that stuff like that wasn't gonna hit us. And I just be thinking, like, who just walks into marriage thinking that, oh, this is my best friend. We've been together all this time. We do this together and we do that together and we good. I mean, I at the same time, I feel like, yeah, I just feel like because we chose to get married, that's just an attraction for the devil to come and throw some blows at you to see how you gonna handle it. So yes, some of that stuff I didn't expect to hit our marriage either. Yeah. So I say it all the time.
Said what?
The big D or the other D. That was not the way I meant it. No, but I always said divorce like all the time. That was my solution. One, so I thought about it the other day. You know why I think that was my solution?
Why?
I
It's easy.
no, because I had finally got a revelation on divorce being married to the ex. Yeah.
Oh, so you was just like, let's do it.
Now, of course, I'll say that piece of revelation. Not to, I didn't get a full revelation, but that piece of revelation, just concerning that situation. So then I felt like it applied to every time.
Somebody did something wrong.
No, not you've done a lot of stuff wrong, but I didn't.
Dang.
I wasn't trying to divorce you every time. Just
watch out for that bus.
I didn't mean it. Well, I didn't mean it like that, but I mean, I assumed, okay, if I feel like I'm not happy, then, and we not seeing eye to eye and it's going on for weeks and weeks and weeks, why do I need to stay in a situation that's making me unhappy? Why can't I can just leave. We can just get a divorce if we're not happy. Right. You're not communicating. He's a lot better. But that was a big thing. Like you didn't communicate, which makes me unhappy. Like all of these things made me unhappy. So, I'm like, why am I wasting my time here? We might as well get a divorce. That was my thought process.
Oh, I know.
I mean, at least I was honest with you and told you. So we're going to put it that way. So another one I never thought I would have to deal with. I never thought I would have to experience loneliness in my marriage. I just assumed because I had access 24/7 that there was always going to be that feeling of companionship, that we were going to be bosom pals. Like, so it's so very different the way we had our friendship versus how we got married. Like I literally, and I think that's why, sometimes I feel naive is because I just thought our life was going to continue how it always had. Like our friendship, everything. I just thought it was always going to be the same. And all of that changed once we got married. Like, I feel like your expectations for, I'm okay, we single, we boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm okay here. But as soon as you put the tag of marriage on, it's like your expectation has completely changed for that other person. Like now I'm thinking the big thoughts, like, oh, he need to be doing this. So now my expectation is different. And so when that expectation is not being met, now that we got this big divide, you over here, I'm over here, and then now I find myself lonely in my marriage to the person I never thought I would feel lonely with. So that was one for me. That was a shocker for me is feeling lonely, and not just I'm not talking about lonely for a couple hours type of lonely. I'm talking about for months. Feeling lonely when we may not be seeing eye to eye or something else is going on. And why am I lonely? I got a husband. I shouldn't feel lonely. So, that was one for me. You're next.
Oh, you can go again.
I don't have another one right now.
Oh, you don't?
Conversation helps me think of the ones I've been thinking about.
Well, for me, I would say all the changes that you have to make, the sacrifices. Like I know, and I knew going into marriage, like you have to make change and sacrifice, but like small stuff. You know what I mean? Like way you dress. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, basketball shorts and a t-shirt. Got that on now. That's an outfit for me. That's good for me at all times. Being married, not always acceptable.
It's not. I mean,
And I mean, I'm not talking about if we going out to a restaurant and stuff like, well, depending on the restaurant.
exactly.
Because Denny's, I'll roll up in Denny's just like this. IHOP, yeah. But when we're going out, date night and stuff like that, I get that. But even then, like, all right, before marriage, jeans and nice t-shirt, or jeans and maybe a button down. You know, now it's a little more, you know, I don't know, a little more upscaley dress, a little nicer, I guess.
It's funny that you say that because yeah, that makes yeah. It's funny that you say that because I dressing as a married woman was exciting for me because for I felt like so what I'm going to wear to church is not what I'm going to wear out with you. Like I'm
And
that's
see,
a
for me, it's one and the same.
yeah.
Outside of my Levite uniform, but for me, it's one and the same. This is a Sunday church fit.
No, like so when me and you planning like what we gonna do, where we going out, like I'm thinking outfit. Like, okay, what I'm about to put on. What I mean, I buy clothes. I have two sets of clothes. I have Tia's church clothes, and then I have date night clothes. And those are two vastly different things.
Yeah, see,
And I find pleasure in that. So for me, it was exciting thinking like all of the things, and even Tia single had a totally different style of dress than Tia as the married woman has. So, I love the fact of yes, exactly.
yep, that is. It is.
So yeah, I actually love the fact that my style of dress would change when once we got married. Like I like that because I'll say more risque attire, depending on where it is that we going. Um, Maybe some shorter stuff than I would normally wear, but I found that to be exciting. Like, ooh, I'm about to go out here looking good. And you be trying to wear, basketball. What was that? Was it a meme that? No, maybe this was on TikTok. This wife, it was a husband and wife type of thing, and she did this TikTok where they showed different stuff that they was going to do, and every time the picture changed and the wife was in a different outfit, the
His
husband was in
outfit
the
was the same.
that's you. Like, yeah.
But that, I mean, but even down to the conversation, you know what I mean, like communication. I've never been and probably will never be the greatest communicator on earth.
I mean, I don't
But
think you should claim that because I feel like you can become a great communicator, in my opinion.
and I may never become the greatest communicator.
I mean, I don't even think you should say it that way. I'm just saying, communication is big, so I think that should be something that you strive to do better. Your friends. I'm just saying, that's my. I mean, I just feel like that's. You shouldn't say you may never be a great communication is
I
part
didn't
of
say I
life.
may never be a great one. I said the greatest.
Okay, my bad. I interrupted you. My bad.
You did.
It's
It's
okay.
fine.
It's fine.
I digress. But the change in communication, just even like learning the love language. Who really worries about that when they're single?
A lot of people.
Do they?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, but I'm just saying.
Right. That's what I mean. Like stuff like that. Like seem like something little, but you know what I'm saying? Or like Sean said earlier, like reading somebody's mood. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, when we single, I can read your mood and be like, all right, peace out, I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll talk to you later or whatever. But like being able to really like, oh, okay, pay attention to little stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that those little changes and stuff like that weren't at the top of my list as far as like expectations and stuff like that. It's not a bad thing. It's just not stuff that I really like thought about at the forefront. You know what I mean? And realistically, like I was never married before, so of course I don't know necessarily what to expect, so to speak. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. I felt
So, what?
nothing,
You was mouthing something.
nothing,
You said something.
nothing.
So, do you think you had like an expectation for marriage though?
Yeah, for it to be easy.
I mean, outside of that, like, not is it something else that you thought would be an expectation of marriage?
Cake.
So, let's see. Another one for me was I'm not a cooker. And so I feel like I went through a long period of time struggling, thinking that I was supposed to be cooking, and I was failing at that because I don't want to cook. So sometimes I still feel like that, and I still don't want to cook.
And she still doesn't sometimes.
So I mean, you know what? Find what works for your household. That's my advice because you like cooking and I don't.
Yeah.
I'm a good cook. I don't like to cook.
What did I say?
Yeah, basically more conversations like
for
this.
sure.
Wait.
Hey man, he's crazy, man.
Now I'm a good cook. I'm a good cook. I just the thought process of trying to cook every single night, like I feel like something's wrong with that. Like so that's why I didn't mind the times we went and got fast food or yeah, let's get the kids chicken nuggets. I'm just
yes. See, I'm with Sean. Like when I was single, like even growing up, I'm cooking because I'm like, dude, I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, I was always like, look, if I don't get married or I ain't got no girlfriend, like, I ain't about to eat fast food every day. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to cook.
Yeah. See, I mean, we was made to learn how to cook when we was growing up. And like there's some things I always told you, like I create in the kitchen, Jew cooks. Like he cooks like the meals. Like when it comes to trying a new recipe or doing something like that, then I'm your person because I put together a mean seasoned piece of steak or something like that. But to like sit and come up with meals every night, that's just not me. That's
definitely got barbecue. Ma said that's how you used to get the ladies. Hey, he cooked for you.
Yeah, that just wasn't yeah. And as he said, that is still part of our marriage. He does the majority of the cooking, and I create. I mean, I want to stuff some vegetables with more vegetables, as he says. I do those type of things. I like making desserts, coming up with different desserts. I'm pre-diabetic, teeter-tottering. So I like to come up with stuff that I can make that I can eat. So that's how we got it. So yes, my expectation on having to cook a meal every night, like I was one of those Sunday cookers.
So if I came into the marriage and was like, is dinner ready?
I'm gonna be looking at you like, is dinner ready? Listen, I'm not. I just in my head I can't wrap around having. First of all, I gotta think about what we're gonna eat. Then I gotta make sure it's in the kitchen, and then I gotta cook it too. Like I just can't. My head literally tells me that's not how marriage is supposed to be.
I'm just saying.
I'm not. There are certain things I like. Like I love making baked spaghetti.
That could have been all bad.
I mean, I'm not saying that we was gonna starve. I can throw a mean pizza in
I wasn't gonna starve. We wasn't gonna starve. But that could have been all bad if my expectation was different.
So that wasn't your expectation?
What, that you was gonna cook every night? No.
5 nights?
Nah, I mean, I didn't have no expectation when it came to cooking.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that. I mean, because that really released the burden.
Because at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm gonna eat. You know what I mean? Like, or me and the kids gonna eat.
Wait. Did you say me and the kids is gonna eat?
Yeah.
What about me?
You can eat too, but you don't be eating. You don't like a lot of stuff that we like. like you said, you stuff vegetables with vegetables. That's not always the greatest.
They're very good, first of all.
Yeah, when both work, it is tough. It is. I don't mind grocery shopping, honestly.
It's the pits.
My biggest issue with grocery shopping is like when I have a list and I just go over the list and it be stuff I gotta add stuff as I'm walking through the store.
Recalculating the expenses of how
Yeah.
much we about to spend at the grocery
There's
store.
been so many times where I've been at the store like, okay, this much. By the time I get done, I'm like, it was more than that.
Yeah. And then most of our grocery shopping to begin with is pretty much centered around the kids. Like
Right.
I grocery shop, but I do my grocery shopping. Um which is totally different than the family grocery shopping. And not to say that I'm just the world's healthiest eater because I'm not, but certain stuff that I like, Jew wouldn't necessarily buy that. Like sometimes he'll say, "You got a list for me when I go to the grocery store?" Yeah, but for the most part, I'll take care of my own grocery shopping, and he takes care of like the house grocery shopping. And then if there's a specific meal I'm cooking, of course, then I'll do the grocery shopping for that. Making sure I pick up things here and there that I know everybody like to eat. But yeah, I don't like it. I literally I sometimes I always say like, is our roles like reversed in our household?
Ooh,
Me and you.
no.
Not in a bad, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean society expectations, like the woman does the grocery shopping and the cooking and all that other type of stuff. And then here it is, I'm gadgety. So I'll be like, oh, I heard this sound on my car. It might be this, that, or the other. And you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna call somebody because I don't know cars. I don't know cars either, but so little stuff like that. I just be like,
Oh, shout out to Amar for the new mechanic. Appreciate you, boy.
I do too because
20 minutes, man, in and out.
It was
It
probably
was.
that
It
too.
was. It was quick. That's my guy now.
I'm surprised you hasn't looked at the time.
I did. We got about 14, 12 minutes.
Okay, you got a couple more.
No, not really. That's all I had. Oh, nope. That's all I had. What?
I'm waiting because I feel like you got some more.
Huh? No, that's all I have.
All right. I don't think I got no more either. I really don't. More men are cooking because of women purposely not wanting to cook. I mean, I guess that's probably situational.
happens.
I mean, I don't think I purposely don't want to cook. I just really don't like cooking. Like, I like cooking and I don't like cooking. Like, I mean, some I do, some I don't. Like, I don't know. It's different. Like, I don't know.
I mean that I mean and that like I don't necessarily love cooking. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like
do a good job though.
but I'm like kind of indifferent at times. Like, okay, we gotta eat.
I be feeling bad sometimes.
Or like sometimes like if I'm at the store, I'd be like, man, I want a steak.
Yeah, I be feeling bad sometimes, but then I be like,
You don't want to do it, so it's
that's
cool.
true. I do have another one, and I forgot it that quick. Shoot. Oh, I didn't think.
You said they're almost belligerent.
I didn't think there was going to be so much vulnerability in marriage. I didn't like. I felt like the things that I dealt with was the things that I dealt with. I didn't necessarily think it was coming with me in marriage, and so a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have brought with me, I did. And then not just so much, not so much even just that. Stop. Not even so much just that. But then having to have the conversation surrounding why I do certain things or why I respond, certain ways on stuff.
Yeah.
So that was difficult. I'm very no fuss type of person, and so having to deal with the fussier side of emotions is very uncomfortable for me. Um, I mean, I don't lack emotions, but I'm just not overly dramatic or emotional type of person. So when I got married, some of those things definitely had to change. Like I had to be more willing to show the softer side. Like one day I asked you, I said, because I always be like, you could stand to be a little more romantic and all this other type of stuff. Like he's an amazing gift giver, but the thought process behind like, okay, what we're doing for date nights and stuff like that, I'd be like, oh, we're going to the movies again. Oh, we're going out to eat. No, I'm good. We can stay home. I'm just saying. So
Another bus.
no, I'm just saying that's not a buzz. This that's not a buzz. I've had this
Continue.
conversation with you. You made me forget what I was about to say.
Continue.
Healing from past trauma and relationship. Yep. I suggest couples therapy. Yep. We did go to couples therapy. But I wonder, like, with you making that comment, do you think sometimes people, when they go to like marriage counseling and couples therapy, do you think they're always honest about their past in those situations?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it can't
I don't
be.
think so, because I think that sometimes, like you said, the expectation of having to like dig that deep and understand what that trauma is doing and how it's affecting your relationship. A lot of people feel like, oh, well, I'm already beyond that. I already healed from that, or I'm done with that.
Yes.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So
hmm
that my actions moving forward aren't going to be dictated by that
Until the bus comes.
until the bus comes. And then you're like, when you really, really unpack it, you're like, yeah, that could be a product of this happening to me. So like, I think at some point in counseling, after they're married, it probably comes out.
Yeah.
But premarital counseling, I don't think everybody discloses every bit of trauma they've been through. Like that could bring up different stuff.
I mean, do you think that's I think we kind of lightly talked about this, but I don't remember if I asked this. Like, do you think it's necessary to discuss trauma before marriage?
I do. I do. I think that it should be discussed first individually in counseling. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I really think premarital counseling, you should probably have premarital individual counseling and then couples counseling.
Yeah.
Because you can in individual, you can discuss different things in your life and from that see how that trauma is affecting you. And then together see how that could be affecting y'all interactions or that relationship and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But sometimes it's just going to be learning on the fly. Right. It's going to be, hey, this situation came up and I felt like this and I'm not even sure why I feel like this. And then learning like, oh, probably because of your history of whatever trauma you had.
Mm-hmm.
So even disclosing it before marriage sometimes might not, you know what I'm saying, trigger that conversation because, well, I've never been through anything in this marriage or in this relationship that triggered the conversation to say,
yeah.
Hey, that can be traced back to such and such.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. It actually makes sense. And the reason I thought about that is because I was thinking about like some of these things like expectations or what have you that you don't necessarily think will be a part of your marriage, but then you have these, and for me in particular, like we was married when I told you about my past, wasn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was never something that I thought. I don't think I necessarily felt like I was keeping it from you per se, but maybe didn't need to know that.
Wasn't my business.
Yeah. So, but then when you think about it though, it kind of is because 9 times out of 10, most people gonna get some type of trigger.
Right.
Or haven't really effectively dealt with, especially when you think about stuff like, sexual trauma or domestic violence type stuff.
Right.
Those are things that, especially if you grow up as a child experiencing those things, a lot of times your triggers end up happening in your relationship.
Right. But again, like if you buried it or you said, excuse me, I've dealt with this enough to the point where I've made it this far, and then in no relationship have I been triggered, you know what I'm saying, then okay, I'm good. And then like you said, if we're not married or like even if you're getting married, there's things that sometimes people feel like it's not my partner's business. You know, like my past is my past.
I literally used to be one of those type of people, but I think the longer we've stayed married, I no longer think that. One of the dope things we went through was a survey each of us filled out separately and turned into. He then unpacked the thought that through our sessions. Oh, I like that actually.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, like so I'm no longer that person that feels like,
it ain't your business.
yeah, I don't feel because I feel like that's detrimental
Mm-hmm.
because, something and I'm not talking about every single I ain't talking about every person you ever dated. I'm more specifically talking about yeah,
Trauma stuff like
like
that.
trauma related
Mm-hmm.
things. Like I feel like that should be the spouse's business
Right.
to know those little things
Right.
because in our case, not that my mind told me it ain't none of your business, but I just really felt like, oh, that happened in the past, ain't got nothing to do with now.
Right.
But then clearly here we are, we get married and all of those things became a part of our marriage,
Right.
because that was some unhealed areas that and so I think like if maybe that that had been discussed in counseling or even in general amongst us, talked about, maybe some of the things that we dealt with in our marriage, we probably wouldn't have dealt with.
Right.
But I don't know. So,
Understandable. 21:56.
I mean, okay, so we're going to wrap up for tonight. Jew has been a stickler on time, and we pretty much keep it to an hour. You know, today we're going to keep it to what? What is that? 55 minutes? What time is it? 57 minutes. So we are going to wrap up. We appreciate everybody who joined in tonight. Jew was supposed to be coming up with the topics, but
gotcha. Y'all can drop topics on our page if y'all want, and then we can sift through those. Maybe do somebody else's topic, whatever the case. We love the interaction. So I just thought I'd put that in there.
Put it in there. Yep. So again, appreciate everybody for watching tonight. We are live every single Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So we have a YouTube channel that I still don't know. I've been trying to figure it out. So we got a YouTube channel. It does go live on our YouTube channel, and we also have a Facebook page that it goes live on. And I usually make it go live on Jew's page as well, because I keep telling him this is his show and I'm just a participant of his show. So yeah, but until next week at 9 p.m., y'all have a good, amazing night, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace out. I gotta be quiet now.
Be invisible now too. I tell you.